built into you. When you're marching and you're all saying the same things, you're on the streets and you're all in agreement, you're a gang.
Yeah.
All right? You're a mob, and you're about to go to war. And anybody that gets in front of you, fuck you, move your fucking car.
Yeah.
People get completely unreasonable, and it's totally tolerated. Not just tolerated, but it's supported by a bunch of other people who just start kicking the car.
Yeah.
People that would never kick a car in polite society.
Right.
They'll start kicking cars, fuck you, they get ramped up, man, and that's what mob mentality is.
Right.
Mob mentality is ancient war patterns.
That's it.
I'll let this finish.
Ancient war patterns that get ignited when people are on the street chanting. Because historically, when you did that, that's what you were doing. You were going to go fuck someone up.
So, this is my problem. Again, more ignorance. He is describing mob mentality versus what our Constitution actually protects, which is protesting. He is conflating the two. And again, he's showing his ignorance in this podcast. He 1 second is saying how appalled he is by immigration, but then continuing with ignorant rhetoric about homeless people and homelessness in cities in our country, and then trying to conflate mob mentality with protesting. No. Mob mentality is exactly what he described. Mob mentality, since he described it that way, is what happened on January 6th. That's what happened, okay? That's what a mob is. But you want to talk about protesting? Then let's talk about it. Like the No Kings March. That is a protest. We haven't seen the No Kings March. I mean, there was previous ones, but you didn't see No Kings breaking windows and taking down buildings like January 6ers. No. So let's define that mob as January 6th, and let's define peaceful protesting as a No Kings March, even though our government, like Mike Johnson, is trying to conflate our right to protest as a We Hate America rally. So let's also talk about the points here. That if you have a mob, okay, that's a mob. That is why it is essential that we have peaceful protest. And what leads a peaceful protest is a leader in that peaceful protest. So what Joe Rogan is saying here is that Martin Luther King was a mob leader. That's what he's saying. But the truth is, Martin Luther King was a peaceful protester for civil rights. He was not a mob leader. He linked arms and went down the street protesting for civil rights. That's why it is essential when it comes to peaceful protesting to have an organizer and a leader. And I wanted to point this out because during this past summer, we had a lot of marches and protests. And Jasmine Crockett actually went out on, I believe it was a post on Twitter, some social media, and she said, this is what you need to do to protect yourself for peaceful protesting. She was a leader in peaceful protesting. She was a leader in protesting in general, not trying to incite a mob. So that's the difference between a mob and January 6ers versus peaceful protesters like Martin Luther King Jr. and now Jasmine Crockett, who is out here telling people this is how you peacefully protest, and if you get detained, this is how you act in a detaining situation. So again, it's these podcasters that are continuing to have this rhetoric down people's throats and their listeners' throats, which gets them riled up and shows them that the opposite side, the opposition, is the problem. The opposition is creating the inflammatory and incendiary comments and actions, when that is simply not true.